Hi, Ada and Rebecca. We have a new little treat for you guys here tonight, another video. And the first part of the video is our classic little guy here, the black-capped chickadee. They're all over the forest up here in Ottawa. And hopefully one time when you guys can come up here, we'll get a chance to go out and I'll be able to take you on one of the little trails through the woods here, and we'll bring some seeds with us. And you can put your hands out and the chickadees will actually come down and eat right out of your hand. It is really quite nice. But in the wintertime, these little guys, they fly back and forth between the bird feeder and the spruce trees and the cedar trees that we have in our backyard. And they're continually going because they need the peanuts with their oil and protein in that in order to keep them warm. And their body burns off that energy like crazy. Most little chickadees hide up to 200 different locations for their food in that, and they have an incredible memory for where they've stored their food that they keep over the winter time. Next up, you'll see we have the finch again, and look at this. The male and the female house finch are actually sort of going back and forth between each other. And what do we have on the bird feeder at the same time? What do we call that yellow bird? It's a goldfinch, isn't it? Good for you. And here we have the male and the female house finch again here too. And you can see the raspberry color on the house finch. And on the female, its mate, it's just that sort of brownish beige coloring that most of these the females have. And that's to protect them when they're nesting on their nest and that. They don't want to attract attention to them. Oh, there they go. And we have our little friend here. What kind of woodpecker is this? Do you girls remember? That's right. It's a downy woodpecker. Very good. And and which kind? Is this the male or the female? Yes, it's the male. Why is it a male? Because it's got their little red cap on the back of its head. That's how we tell. Well, now we have a little nuthatch. Remember, they eat upside down. And here we have the new guest. This is a male cardinal. Look at how bright red he is too, isn't he? And they're actually, they stay here most of the time over the winter time. He's got bright red plumage, and in a few seconds here we'll see its partner. But right now he's just picking at the feed that's fallen off of the ground in it, but up in a minute or two, you'll see how he gets up on top of the bird feeder with his partner. And here we have the female cardinal. Now, it doesn't have the bright red, but you can see that the beak is that bright orange color. And it's got sort of a nice dark beige along with these highlights of red up on the top of its head, the feathers and that, and on the tips of its wings as well as its tail. And this is the partner to the male cardinal. And I think it's quite beautiful and quite unusual in its own right, even though it doesn't have the bright red colors of the male. And you'll see here in a minute, here we have the female, and in a few seconds here, we're going to have its partner show up here on the bird feeder as well. And do you notice how every time they stick their head in, they always pull it out, and they're always looking around for enemies to see if anybody's coming to come and get them. They're just being super, super cautious because you never know. Oh, look at that. Look at the way they pass the bird feed from one to the other. Isn't that cool? And here he is just about ready to take off, and I'll say goodbye until the next time. Bye-bye, girls.